Hello, and welcome to the first ever social review. I had a gig up on a site known as Fiverr where I was reviewing people's sites. I decided to pivot over and actually stop that because it was really just taking up too much time for how much I was offering. I'm going to essentially comb through some social media sites as I go along, just for the hell of it. Some of it's going to be funny. I'm going to actually critique people, and at the same time, I may provide advice, some laughs. We'll see really how it goes. I like to start this off with one of the companies that I reviewed probably a few years ago during when they actually decided to release a debit card issue. And this is one of the funny things that I like to mention when it comes to this is that a lot of companies, when they're on Facebook and Twitter, really just like to kind of ignore what's going on, or they kind of try to shove it off on the side. And it's not just banks, as you see bank up on my screen, it's any. And they just kind of approach social media with a negative light, and they're constantly on the defensive instead of being on the offensive. Being proactive is probably the best way to be on social media, despite the fact that most companies do not. My job history consists of working in the banking industry, so I kind of know how it goes. Now that I'm in a different field, I can actually come in here and express some of my concerns here. I like to see that this company, which you can see is Bank of America. Bank of America, I don't mean this in any insulting way as I'm going along here. I'm just going to be honest and criticize your page. Back a couple of years ago, they were constantly getting slammed because they decided that they wanted to introduce debit card fees, and the whole Facebook page was just a giant mess from what I remember. And I like to see that it's been cleaned up, and it looks like they're actually taking advantage and in charge of this. That was probably about 4 years ago now, so it's obviously evolved. They have over 2 million likes on their page, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come through here real quick and kind of see what's going on. So, first things first, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to check out the About page. I like to see this kind of stuff and see what they're putting on here. I like that they include their staff, what's going on here. For customer service inquiries, please use our Bank of America app. This is questionable, and I understand the banking industry can be really tough when it comes, because you don't really want to release personal information or do things like that, but you also want to try and help and provide customer service on Facebook. As much as you want to reject it, it's going to come at you. And it's not just banks that experience this, it's everywhere. All right? Because people are going to want to react and talk about things. So you can carry Special Olympics Flame of Hope, sign up here. Okay, so an advertisement for a charity. Nothing wrong with doing charity promotions. Good work. You can see right here that this actually drove a ton of engagement because they talked about a charity. You come down here and you see Keep America's Beautiful Month. This one has much less engagement. One member actually decided that this was considered an ad, which could be true. They run volunteer. There are plenty of ideas for Special Olympics. Another solid people, but notice there's substantial. Notice the engagement difference just by changing a few words and action on your copy. 146 likes, one comment, one share. If I come back up here to the first, 6,467 people like this, has 157 shares and almost 50 comments, and God knows how many replies are in there. Just to give you a little bit of perspective how changing a little bit of copy can actually impact it. But if you look down on the left-hand side here, look at this. Very upset. I'm so sick of people scamming money. And I guarantee if I went and actually just looked at actual posts of people, which I could probably create a whole separate channel of this, I would see people constantly complaining about certain situations and things like that. This is interesting because what they're doing here is they're promoting things and links and conversation and short videos. But one of the issues that I'm seeing here is they're all the same kind of post, for starters. You can see right here, it's a little text, a picture, and a link. It's always a bit.ly. Nothing wrong with bit.ly links. They definitely enable you to track. A short little video here, 15 shares, people complaining again. Sending them away is not always the right thing to do, okay? I cannot afford books because of Bank of America's fee. There's no reason for them to not respond to them here. Discuss the reason for things. I understand you want to get it on a more personal basis. You don't want it on blast. But when you're upfront and honest about things, you'd be surprised the reaction that people may have, and they might actually appreciate it. You come here, you carry Special Olympics Flame of Hope. This is the same thing from before, and you can see right here they just kind of shared it again. So this is the same post. 5 years we've been told, financial services industry, that's always a good thing. More people complaining. Look at this. No matter how long you've been with BOA, over 10 years, everything's scripted. Charles, I'm sorry. Again, another situation to address them right up front. They're sending them somewhere else. And lots of companies do this. You have to realize people don't want to go somewhere else. They're here. Now you're making them do more work. Do you think that makes people happy? It doesn't. And it's just a perspective that companies need to change. People are not happy when they have to go somewhere else to do more work to file a complaint. It's just the way things are. We all are like that. There's not a single human being that I know likes to do more work when they're already pissed off about something. That's completely ridiculous. I like that they're constantly promoting the Special Olympics. Special Olympics is something that is very important in the United States, and it's something that should be thrown out there, and I'm glad to see Bank of America is using their involvement there to actually blast out on their page and get people involved, and here's a good example. Someone looking to get involved. That's always a good thing to share charity work. Now we're doing some broadcasting. This one got a ton of likes. Over 9,000 compared to the one post with 54 shares. And then now we have another complaint. I can understand this one wanting to be taken back. Another complaint. This is another situation where you can talk to them. You notice the repetition that I'm dealing here? Like, there's no one here asking for personal information. Just be on the proactive and talk to people. It helps. It really, really does. Here's the summer to buy one. Let's see what we got here. No comments popping up here. Market for new girl. That's better. What do you have? Summer to buy one. Here's why. Where would this take me? Let's see where this takes me. A Daily Finance article. Okay. Wait, hold on. A Daily Finance article from 2013. Okay. All right. Come on. Get up to date content. Like, really? 2 years old? All right, what is this? This is just a straight post. Okay, it's an update to the cover photo with a link. Okay, that can be a good thing. It's sometimes you really just got questions. Okay, so the updated cover photo on back-to-back days. That's a little bit different. Let's see, 7 secrets of growing. Let me see. I bet you this is just a link to another financial article. Yep. All right, so they're doing a lot of similar things to what a lot of these sites do, and you really want to kind of switch it up. Do you notice the lack of, unless you're talking about charity or something here, that you don't really get much interaction at all. There's no comments. Now, one of the things you want to gear your copy to when you're on your Facebook page is driving engagement, and that's one of the reasons that you end up constantly being on defensive in this page's specific situations, because they're not engaging people in a positive light. They're not giving anybody a reason to really talk about them in a nice way. You want people to come to your page, and you want people to converse with you. That's the whole point of social media, and this goes for Facebook, Twitter. I can go on and on about all the different platforms. And I'm sure in multiple videos that I do, I will be saying that exact same thing. But come on. Like, switch up. You're not asking anybody to talk to you. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, get people to engage with you. If you notice, a running trend on this page is constantly either it's an updated profile picture or photo, or it's a short text and then a link. Short text and then a link. Short text and then a link. Why not talk to people? Why not create copy that's asking questions? Why not get local? Why not talk about something that gets people talking, like the charity that you were doing previously? Find something that gets people to actually engage with you. Because you have, on this page specifically, you have over almost 2.3 million people like this page. And if I'm seeing engagement of 7 comments, 181 people, that's abysmal. You should be able to engage at least 0.5% of people on your page and get them to actually talk to you. The more and more you're producing content on your page and people don't interact with it, the less and less and less people are going to end up seeing it. That's pretty much what it boils back to, because Facebook says, screw you. You don't deserve to be seen because clearly you're not producing valuable content, so why would we want to show you to the masses despite the fact that they like your page? They don't care. It's already low enough that you're at 5 to 10%. Come on. Like, show something here. Like, this is unbelievable. Women's History Month. Okay. A solid post. But you don't encourage anybody to talk. Why not have something here? Women's History Month is a chance to reflect on women who shaped our lives. Celebrate women shaping lives today. Thank you for the guidance, the patience, and the support that you give us. Okay. Now, why not throw in, why don't you guys share a situation where your mom or a woman in your life has affected your life in a positive light? And then what happens? People engage because now you're asking them a question. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff It boggles my mind. I don't understand why companies don't see it. They just completely ignore it. They don't do anything. You can hear the frustration in my voice. Uh, I'm just going to wrap this up here because I don't want to run too much longer. But you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. This is a rough first episode. I'm going to do other sites on Facebook. I'm going to definitely touch on Twitter. And I'm considering LinkedIn. I'm not entirely sure. Google Plus doesn't look like it's really going anywhere, so I don't even think I'm going to spend time on there. And YouTube channels are one thing, but I think that's kind of contradictory because that's what I'm going to be doing for my own site. So you guys can just, just critique me. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and take care.